Good morning, Gemini. How are you? So guys, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome back, welcome to the channel. I am Nicole. Holy shit. So guys, for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Capricorn, I think it was, I didn't get to get the mid-month out, and guys, bear with me because, you know, I'm going to just give you a quick disclaimer. I run my own business, single parent, running around like a crazy person, right? So, and the intention is always there to get everything accomplished, but it doesn't always work out that way. So instead, I'm going to start you guys off with the April readings for those of you I didn't get a mid-month out to first, and we're just going to roll from there. So Gemini, this will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watchers. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Please discern the messages accordingly, guys. Not every message will be for you. You may find that bits and pieces resonate, not all of it. So please feel free to listen to the entire video. I know sometimes it's hard to do, right? They're a little longer when we look at these like longer months and stuff like that. I am available for personal readings, and that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It's one of the greatest ways to show your support to the channel, and you're going to get notifications every time that a video is posted. Make sure that you are checking out your other placements as well. Okay, so, all right, guys, let's just get into it. Gemini, I was doing a little bit of meditating. I'm curious to see if what came up in the meditation also comes up in this reading for you. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, we're 2 minutes in already. All right, Spirit for Gemini for the month of April. What is going on in the month of April? I feel like you guys have got some massive changes coming in. When I was meditating for you all, and understand that when I don't have cards down, or even sometimes when I start to go off on like a tangent, if you want to call it that, these are intuitive messages that are coming in. I don't just read, look at this hair, golly. I don't just read the cards. Anybody can read a card and remember a book meeting, but I dive very much into the intuitive ability of what Spirit is giving me, you know. So, but I had this very strong feeling before I meditated, during my meditation, speaking with Spirit, that you guys are really going to start to see some things come to fruition for you. First card out is consistency, patterns. There's a recognizing of patterns around you, maybe people around you too that have these patterns, and you're starting to discern, paying more attention to what has happened, what has consistently happened surrounding you, what is going on, what is it that needs to be pulled back and addressed. For you, I almost feel like you're in a space of stillness. And I just yesterday on Facebook, and you guys can check me out on Facebook too at Indigo Moon WV. Also, that, you know, it's like I talked about, we're in a period of stillness right now. There's a lot of things with all these shifts that we've had in the sun, or with our planetary alignments, whether or not you get into astrology, but once you do, you start to see how it all plays out together. It really does. But this consistency, right? It's you're being in a place of stillness. You're paying attention to what has consistently occurred for you. What is going on in the world around you, the people around you, all of these things. And it's starting to like feel like you may be peeling back or shedding layers to understand the patterns that surround you, or how it feels, certain aspects around you, how it feels when these things are happening for you, around you, or for other people as well. Understand that you are guided, you are protected. I said you're discerning it, right? What comes out the card of discernment. You can't make it up. Discernment, you're starting to recognize where there is growth, or the things that need to be changed. Right now is about a time of reflection as well. Reflecting on what it is that's going on around you, and recognizing what is going to be fruitful in the long term. It's almost like it reminds me of like the Nine of Swords energy. We've got dependability there. Or not a Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands. Because it's like that burden, like you're recognizing the burdens, you're seeing the burdens. It's been a long fought, drawn out battle for whatever reason it might be. And you're starting to recognize what does feel good, and even through some pain. And I'm going to say for you guys, the end of March may have been a time of pain. You know, we're still in March. We're almost done with it. A wounded warrior sense with that Nine of Wands is what I'm picking up from this card. Of how you unify situations, or situations around you that need to be unified, that need to be brought together, that you feel like you're finding the people in your world right now that you can depend on. And that may have been something where you felt for, I'm going to say 2 to 3 years now, that you wanted to believe it was dependable. You put a lot of trust in it, and especially when it comes to kids, and I don't know why that's coming up, but what was dependable? And you may have been questioning how strong your foundations were, who it was. Sirens, confirmation, right? You may, you know, somebody may have had an emergency type situation as well with those sirens. But recognizing that maybe through something of such sorts, who was dependable, who was reliable, who had your back, recognizing that things are shifting, things are changing, and it could be extremely uncomfortable for a while for some of you. But it's going through the tough times that we recognize what is there for us as well, right? You know, that those struggles that we have, those hard times that we have, the adversity that we face allows us to see. You know, it's like someone going, oh, if you need anything, call me, and then you call and then they're busy. You know, it's like you're starting to see who genuinely is there, who's putting in the time, energy, effort, and attention that is worthy of being in your circle, who is worthy of being in your life, who is worthy of being unified and partnered with. Recognizing what just fucking feels good to you. And it may be a very big reality check for you, Gemini, right now, as to how this works, how this plays out. Very, very strong. Gemini, this might be the strongest reading I think I've ever done for you guys to date. All right, let's see. For Gemini, what does Gemini need to know, Spirit? Okay, other cards. They're telling me the other cards. The other cards it is. All right. Spirit, what does Gemini need to know for the month of April? What is April for Gemini? All right, guys. The Empress and the Seven of Wands in reverse. Again, that divine feminine energy of the Empress, learning to lay down, I won't say boundaries, but learning to lay down that defensive energy, learning to let other people in. For Gemini for the month of April. Knight of Swords in reverse. Not my favorite card in the deck, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of the Knights for some reason. I never have been. I feel like in the recent past, you guys really, the Spirit is saying, gave up hope. Like, I feel like you felt like your feet were to the fire for a while for some things, the cause, the inability to effectively communicate. Then you've got the card of Temperance, balancing our energies, the duality, finding consistency in what it is that we're doing. And then that 5 with Temperance. 5s are indicative of change. For some of you, it may not be real significant change. For others of you, it comes in as angel guidance, spirit guidance coming in to support you as well. It is creating change, and it's going to get easier moving forward too. That's the beautiful thing about this energy that I'm feeling right now, is where there was light and dark. Trying to find a way to play with that. And for those of you, you know, you look at like a Scorpio sign, you know, myself, you know, we can sit in the dark and we're completely comfortable in it. For a lot of other signs, when you have a more lighthearted energy, Gemini, it can be very hard to sit in those darker times. It doesn't quite make sense. It's hard to wrap your head around certain things as to why people behave or do the things that they do, or why they lay claim to certain things, and it's requiring a lot of strength. And you know, the thing about this Temperance card that I'm seeing right now, I talked about that 9 of Wands. What's on the bottom? There it is. Right there. You can't make it up. I swear to God. to me, he looks very tired, very bony, very exhausted. Like it's almost like he's on the mend, on the recoup right now. You're recouping whatever it is that you felt that you lost. And I'm going to say that recouping isn't about a particular person or situation. It is about the self. Coming to a realization of the self with this temperance. Balancing again out those emotions. Becoming aware of the duality of the situations around you and within you at this time. I have said it from the beginning, well, before 2023 rolled in as we were preparing for it. 2023 is very much about healing the self. Where you have put energy, effort, and investment into things, maybe walked around blindly for some time. Now there's a realization as to the work that needs to be done on you. And understand, and I got the goosebumps as I say this. Look, I got like I don't know if you can see it on there, but my skin is just like crinkled. Awakening, spiritual awakening is not easy. It is not rainbows, butterflies, unicorns, yoga mats, Sunday smoothies on your balcony. It is none of those things. Every single day is not happy. We're human. It doesn't happen that way. You know, you are going to face tough times. You are going to find that life can throw you curveballs and tower moments and shit that you did not anticipate. But when it happens, if you're willing to wake up, understand it, and step into it, what comes out of that transformation that you're going through is something absolutely phenomenal. Those days of feeling depressed and alone and without become less and less and less and less as you work through your emotional balance. Becoming emotionally intelligent, like if they're going to teach something in our schools, teach emotional intelligence. Teach what it is to be aware of our emotions. We want to do health and phys ed and all this other. Teach our children how to balance their emotions because they may not have that support at home. You get to be a catalyst, and I keep feeling the sense of children attached to this reading for some reason. Why? I don't know, but it's very, very strong and imminent to me. Your children may be teaching you emotional intelligence right now. You know, or you are teaching your children what emotional intelligence is. Waking up to a discovery of what it means that we don't just get mad, happy, and sad and angry. Like if you sit down and you define what our emotions are, most people will use those couple basic, about a handful of basic emotions. Brene Brown, she wrote Atlas of the Heart. You look at her book, I think there was 3, happy, sad, and angry, I think were the 3 in her book. You know, when you start to break down why you feel the way you feel and where those traumas come in at, why you get triggered by those things, it changes the trajectory of your life path. It changes everything. You learn how to communicate effectively. You learn how to shift. You learn how to change. And you realize that things are on an upswing. And right now for you, Gemini, I really think it's on an upswing. You are divinely protected. You are divinely guided. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. And I feel so adamant in this reading with you. I'm telling you, it's like the strongest reading that I think I've ever done for Gemini. All right, future conditions of the month of April, please. Spirit, what is to come? I'm going to take both of these. The Emperor and the Eight of Wands. To me, this is stepping outside of arrogance. Stepping outside of a knowing it all kind of energy. Willing to discern. Again, Ace of Swords, getting clarity. There it is. Willing to drop those guards. To just be in a vulnerable space. Willing to step outside of, I know it all. I've been there. I've done it all. You're willing to allow yourself to become teachable. And it's going to open you up that things are going to move much quicker in the future. With that Eight of Wands, to me, it's like you're getting direct communication about what is going on around you. You are being very clear-cut with yourself. You're stepping outside of a place of arrogance with this, with that Emperor being in the reverse. It's like you may feel like you're in the direct line of fire right now. But it's time to speak your truth. That Ace of Swords on the bottom is truth, revelation, stating how you feel, addressing that you now have a clear understanding of what is going on around you, what is going on, and I want to say more than anything, within you right now, Gemini, within you. But you're stepping outside of this arrogance. It's like as soon as you drop that ego, that shell that you think has protected you for so long, shit moves along a lot faster. things really start to change. It's like the puzzle pieces are coming together. You're starting to understand it for what it truly has always been and you just didn't see. You know, and it's like that awareness is really kicking in. And I think that's a beautiful thing to have happen. For us, it's scary because we're humans, right? It's change. It's oh shit. But yeah, Eight of Pentacles, you're working through it. You know, you may have been very much in this Five of Swords energy, just exhausted, mentally, physically exhausted. And I want to say for some of you, almost became your, you know, it was like you became your own worst enemy. This Eight of Pentacles, put in the work, the time, the energy, the understanding, working towards a better way of doing things, leading you to the Ace of Swords, getting clarity surrounding people, situations, again, the self. I just want to go, the self. All right. All right, Gemini, let's clarify. And there you are on the bottom before I even shuffle. There you are, Gemini, popping up. For some of you, could be dealing with a Sagittarius or an Aries. You may have those placements in your chart as well. It doesn't have to be. That's Four of Swords in the reverse. You didn't take time to heal, didn't take time to address what needed to be addressed, and it probably pertains to the home life. Our Pentacle energy. You got the Mother of Pentacles in reverse and the Ten of Pentacles. There may have been, you know, something off, you know, I'm going to call it off kilter in the home space with those pentacles sitting there. Father of Cups. All right. For some of you, this is not going to resonate for all of you. Past energies, but again, remember, you're all on your own timeline, trajectory kind of thing. May be happening now, may have already happened, may be going to happen. But it's, I'm getting the feeling of love bombing. Okay. You may have somebody who, it's like you needed a timeout, right? You needed a minute. But like there was no logical thought to whatever was going on around you at this time. That it was just emotionally driven type of energy that surrounded you. And red to me is anger. Like, I'm not a big fan of the color red. So when I read, if I see red and it sticks out prominently to me, I'm like, hold on a second here, right? I'm going to show this to you. The one thing that I noticed in this Knight of Swords was that red shoe. It really, really stuck out to me. And you see, it's like, it's white of what's shooting out of his foot there. But, Light Seer's deck, by the way, and then Kim Kranz's, Wild Unknown Tarot. Beautiful. They're both beautiful decks. Anyhow. But then what comes out and clarifies it is the Father of Cups. And the only thing on this card with color is that red beak. So there could have been a lot of anger, not learning where to put your anger, not learning, you know, not knowing where to direct it to. You were just sitting in a very deep despair of emotions and not allowing those emotions to be sat with, understood, worked through, and addressed to move forward. What else for Gemini? The Three of Swords there. And what do we get? More red. A lot of anger, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. A lot of what you may have felt like was emotional neglect. I can't talk today. It may have felt like emotional neglect to you. And that Ten of Cups underneath there is, you know, our Ten of Cups is everything that feels good. Our home life, our family life, what is fulfilling to us, what is good and lighthearted and loving, may felt like it just came to a screeching halt. Whatever you had invested in, whatever you were working on, whatever it is that you were doing, just came to a halt. And there's all this pain below the surface. Some of you, I just want to say divine masculines. This is your reading. Because, you know, like I said, I have my own business outside of doing YouTube. I do a lot of in-person energy work. The masculines, the divine masculines, the DMs, really going through it right now. Really going through it. And I'm going to tell you guys, men, if this is you, however you identify, your spirit is pushing you to awaken. You have sat in this, I know it all kind of shit for so long. I've got it figured out shit for so long. This is the way the world works for so long. And it's like, they're like, no more. You've sat here for how long? We're done doing this. It is time to move on and move forward. It is time to work through your shit. And I would guarantee you, Gemini, if you're a masculine, you're feeling the pressure of it all right now. Or have. You may have felt it. You feel, you know something is changing, something is shifting, something is moving. And it may be very, very uncomfortable because as humans, we like to see things in the box that we put it in. And we're going to keep it there because that's familiar to us. Even if we feel a little off, we're going to stick with it because we know what it is. So then when you're being pushed by spirit to make moves, it's like shock factor, tower moments, oh shits. Now I've got to feel something I've never felt before. And there it is, the world. Spirit is pushing you to complete a cycle. Spirit is pushing you into a whole new phase of your life. And there it is. With the Temperance. Learning to go from that dark to that lighter energy. To move. You have done this shit back here for so long, and it has not served its purpose. It has brought you heartache and pain and ignorance to what it is that you have been dealing with for such a prolonged period of time. Spirit is saying no more. Absolutely no more of this. It is time to heal. It is time to heal. Not sure how to do it. Not sure how to do it. Too many cards. Yeah, there's the Emperor has been knocked off his throne, is what I'm going to say, because you've got the Emperor in the present moment. Some of you right now may be trying to, maybe resisting that change with that Hangman there and the Emperor in the upright. It's almost like you're trying to resist that change to some degree. But I'm going to say this. The light is beating out the darkness of the situation. It is coming. It's okay to be vulnerable. It is okay if you're not sure how this is going to work out in the end. It's okay if you're in that stillness, right? And that Hangman, he's getting a different perspective. He's got to be still. He's got to take a moment, you know, in this case, the bat is hanging upside down. Take a time out and just take in what's going on. But don't sit there on your throne thinking that you've got it all figured out already, because you don't. There will be moments where the light is going to illuminate more things, I think, than you can fathom. It's like an unknown and unseen. You may not understand it right now, but each day it's kind of like you're working through something that's opening you up to another piece of that puzzle as to how it fits together to understand this next cycle of your life. Wheel of Fortune. If you sit, yeah. If you sit with this confusion, if you stay in this confusion, you are going to repeat patterns without a doubt. The second that you drop this need to know it all, be completely in control of how things are happening around you and within you, with the second that you surrender, this is going to propel you forward. I see this Wheel of Fortune. It could be a loss, right? Or I feel like you're losing control with that Devil at the bottom. If I release this, I lost control. You're not losing control, because the reality of it is we have no control of our external circumstances. The only control that you have is within you. Plain and simple. The only control that you have is within you. And if you feel like someone else is trying to control a situation around you, I don't think you're going to sit with that very long, because you're going to recognize some things, because it's not going to feel right. It's not going to feel good, and you may be getting some very strong communication. For some of you, there's going to be some compromise. Others of you, there won't be any. Because if you have to make that compromise, for some of you, you're going to compromise yourself. Again, discern accordingly. You know what's going on in your world. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass or tell you everything, again, is rainbows and butterflies. For some of you, this communication is going to move you forward into compromise. For others of you, if you stick with this, you're going to compromise yourself. So understand what you're worthy and deserving of. Okay? All right. The Emperor and the Wands. The Eight of Wands. What is this about for them, Spirit? The Eight of Wands clarifying the Eight of Wands. Who would have thought? Extra emphasis that things are going to move forward. This Leo, the Strength card. So just a quick check. You may be dealing with a Scorpio, Capricorn, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, or excuse me, Taurus, Scorpio, again, Aquarius and Leo. Same there. Aries energy, Pisces energy, Capricorn energy, Leo, and Aries again. A lot of fire surrounding this. It's go time, Gemini. It's go time. This Leo, I will read my cards in the sideways position. Some people may want to beat me over the head for that, but that's how I read it. To me, that's you teetering. You've got that communication coming in. You've got fast-moving energy. You've got the listen. There is nothing. What the fuck is your happiness? Let's get straight to it. Let's get blunt about it. What is your happiness? Because you've got certain paths crossing right now. You've got that Two of Swords, that Two of Cups, and that Nine of Cups. What the fuck makes you feel good? If it does not make you feel good, if it does not resonate with your soul, if you feel your soul rejecting it, not fear-based though. If you feel your soul rejecting it, and not because of fear, because you're afraid of what's going to happen or what you can't see, then move towards it, because that's your Nine of Cups. Okay? That Eight of Wands, again, Strength card, in the sideways position. I'm calling it with the sideways position. And that Ten of Cups. You're going to have to find the self-preservation within you to push forward. And you're going to have to do it without carrying forward the arrogance of the past. Like, that arrogance just keeps clicking in there for me every time. You know, you've come this far. There's the Ace of Swords again. It's twice. You know exactly what it is that you need to do when it comes to your life right now. You may have sat in this space of confusion for a while, and I'm going to tell you, if you choose to sit in this confusion, a truth is going to come to you. A truth is going to be made to you, and it may not be communication that you want to have. But it's time to propel, and if you're moving forward, the truth, the clarity, it's the 8 right here with this Ace of Swords. You see it. It's the infinity symbol. It's moving you into the next cycle. For some of you, you're going to get it and you're going to move forward. For others of you, you're just going to be like, nope, this is too hard. I'm just going to sit back. But I would say that the majority of you, you're really making a valiant effort to move forward into this Ten of Cups energy. But you guys are teetering. And there's the star. Aquarius energy again right there. And I'm going to show this to you. As I say this and I tell you that the Strength card came out in the sideways position, you see that infinity symbol on the lion's forehead, right? He's coming in love and compassion. He's coming with the light. And there's that infinity symbol yet again. Do you see the colors? Do you see, you know, like there it is. And I'm going to tell you too, I'm going to try to, I know this camera positioning in here is not the best, right? But I want to show you the colors. Let's see if you can see those down there. You see that? Do you see all the vibrant colors that sit with these, right? Vibrancy. Now take a look at the center. A bunch of muck. And over there, nothing but red. Nothing but hurt, pain, anguish, frustration, right? Probably gave you guys all, like, made you all seasick or something, sorry. But I wanted you to see that, right? You're coming out of this pain. It might feel blank right now. It might feel like almost numb, like you can't feel, you don't know how you're coming out of this darkness, but there's a little bit of light, there's a little bit of hope in that, right? And then moving forward, it's rainbows and butterflies. If you're going to put the work in. And you will. You'll let go. That Four of Pentacles in the reverse, it's time to let go. It's time to let go of how Four of Cups, protecting yourself, right? This card to me in this deck is protecting yourself or trying to protect yourself. It's time to take action to let this go. No more of this energy. No more sitting on your high horse and trying to figure it out, to the sense that it's fear-based. You know, if you're moving forward in love, and when I say love, I don't mean romanticism. Everybody's like, oh, my partner. This is not about your partner. This is about you. Okay? When I say step forward in love, we have come to this earth to be beautiful beings of love and light, to give compassion, empathy, support, unconditional love to every single thing around us. From the plants, to the planet, to the cat, to the dog, to your neighbor, to the lady at the grocery store. Everybody. Just to come in kindness. It's like E.T. coming to Earth. Doesn't know where he's at, but this is curious. This could be fun. Right? Till he's at the point that he's dressing up, right? Remember that part of the movie of E.T.? Like, he's enjoying something he knows nothing about. And this is, to me, this is what this is coming out. Enjoy what you know nothing about. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process. The second you let go of an outcome, Spirit's going to come in. They are going to be, they are not going to be, they already are your support system back here with this Temperance card. They are divinely guiding you. But this over here, the second you stop trying to have control and you just sit in the balance of what it is, of the light and the dark, to understand both sides of it, that contrast, right? We don't know what love is without, or we don't know what, we won't experience pain without love, right? And that's even for ourselves. So allow yourself to be open to this. Don't turn around. Don't get scared. Don't go back to old habits, patterns, routines, thought processes. None of that shit. It is time to move forward and surrender. I want to say, Spirit's saying 90% of you is a control issue. What are you trying to control? That you won't get hurt? We all get hurt. I mean, look at our kids. Our kids, I'm going to go back to our kids. Our kids are a prime example of this. How many times do they fall down when they start walking and scrape their knees and bum up their hands and get gravel, and we're picking gravel out of their hands because they just took a dip and face planted, you know? What do? They get back up. Are you more resilient as a child, or are you more resilient as an adult? Now you've got lessons behind you. You've learned more. You get to decide what you do with that. Our children pick themselves back up. And you've done it your whole life. This time, do it for soul's growth. Not because you need to learn how to walk again. But right now, you're walking through the doors of spirituality. You're walking through the doors of a spiritual awakening. Is it scary? Is it going to hurt? Hell yeah. There's going to be bumps and bruises all along the way. There's no denying that. But you can stand through this. You can open yourself up to promising futures. Let this old shit close out. We are moving into a completely different world. And I walk around telling people this all the time. I've got people in my life that are like business, what's the word I want to call it? Oh my God, look at this hair today. It's wild. I do business with them. We'll put it that way, outside of my spiritual realm. And I'm telling these people, I'm like, this, and this is happening. And they probably think I'm absolutely insane. I don't know what they believe in. Couldn't tell you. But I've been screaming it to the high heavens. Shit is changing. And I am telling you, Gemini, here it is. Boom, boom, boom. It is shifting miraculously for you if you're going to be on board with it. You guys will always have free will choice. I cannot tell you, you know, each single person in the collective or whatever, that you're all going to do these things, because you're not. I would love for you all to, but then again, we wouldn't have the duality. Your soul may not be ready to learn that lesson. I don't know. It's up to you. All right. Advice for Gemini, please, Spirit, for the month of April. And happy spring, everybody, right? I love it. The weather is feeling so much nicer. The sunshine is out. You can't not feel good. The land in between, wishing upon a star. I'm telling you, if you're going to bridge that gap, you're going to bring in that duality, you're going to make those changes, I'm telling you, whatever it was that you dreamed of, whatever it was that you believed in, it's going to come into you a totally different way. When we're wishing on stars, there's hope. Where there's hope, there's faith. Where there's faith, change and belief happens. You will get to see it with your own eyes, not just imagine it. Okay? The Rose's Kiss, that 9. You know, again, the advice here, understand that things sometimes will be bittersweet. Not everybody, there's that duality, that 6 and 9, that yin-yang energy. Not everybody is going to go along with you on this journey. Plain and simple. But you're opening yourself up. You know, and it's like, sometimes you're going to experience things, sometimes you're just going to have to walk alone. Even if you are with somebody, you may still have that support, right? You may have that support of another person, but the work is yours to do. And sometimes it's going to hurt, and sometimes you're going to get scraped, and sometimes you're going to get beat up. And sometimes it's going to feel like you're only hanging on by a thread. But in it becomes acceptance. You will find your way towards acceptance. One more card, please, Spirit, for Gemini. Or 2. I say 1, they say 2. A powerful move in feeling the world. I'm going to say it. The world is your oyster. It's going to depend. Into me, I see. There's that 8. There it is. The underlying energy. 6 and 4. I talked about children, home, happiness. I always think of the 6 of Cups when I see the 6. I don't know why. It's always the way I've seen it. Powerful move. You're unlocking a whole new world for yourself. It's going to depend on the moves that you are making. Checkmate. You know, what are you doing with it? Feeling the world. You're seeing things around you in a very different way. Some of you may be traveling in the and I'd say in the next 3 weeks, you might end up traveling somewhere, seeing somewhere new, trying to get yet another fresh perspective on something, going somewhere, sitting with what it is that you're dealing with. But you're recognizing how much things are changing with or without you. And you get to decide what you're going to do with that. But Gemini, this is beautiful energy. I know you've been through some bumps. I know you've had your ass handed to you. I can see that back here. Sorry, my lips are dry again. Dehydrated, don't drink enough water. But this is about your growth. She is totally self-supporting. She loves herself. She's giving to herself. Look at the light. Look at the light basking around her. You can't look at this card and not feel good. Look at that. When she sits with herself, man or woman, it don't matter. No matter how you identify. When she is within, she starts to see what she's worthy of. She starts to see herself. She starts to connect truly on a soul's level with herself. You're no different. You're no different. Gemini. April's going to be interesting for you. Ups, downs, free will choice. Remember that. Do you want to sit in this shit forever? Because I would not want to sit back here. Put in the work. Accept things for what they are. Surrender for the love of God. Just let go of things that are not meant for you. And I'm going to say this is more about habits, patterns, and traits. It's time to let go. Okay? All right, guys. If you found this video resonates for you, hit that like button, please. Super helpful. It lets me know that what I'm doing here is doing you good. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. If you want to dive into a more personal, in-depth aspect of what's going on for you specifically. Again, I'm available for personal readings. That information is found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. Gemini, I wish you guys a fantastic month. Again, I apologize I didn't get mid-March out to you all, but apparently I believe in divine timing. If I'm stopped and don't have the time to do it, there's a reason for it. Following the flow of guidance there, right? So I hope this helps each and every one of you. Take care of yourselves. I'm sending you all of my love, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.